ADOS, proud sponsors of ADOS Addicted to Fishing.
I'm Nicky and since I could hold a handline, I have been addicted to fishing. Whether it's straight lining for snapper, jigging for kingfish, dropping deep for harpooker, or jumping in and going spearfishing, I love it all. Join me each week as I road trip around the country, travelling to both New Zealand's most iconic fishing destinations and stepping off the beaten track to show just how good Kiwi fishing really is. Whether it's a girls' trip, fishing with a local, or riding solo, I am on a constant quest to satisfy my insatiable fishing addiction. Malo and welcome to ADOS Addicted to Fishing. Back in November, one of my best mates, Candice, bought me this book, Blue Marlin Magic, which is written by Steve Campbell. Now, I bumped into Steve Campbell at Smart Marine back earlier this year, and he invited us to come over to Tonga. So here we are, and we're going to target blue marlin with the master. It's safe to say I'm really excited about this episode. Our mate Nathan over at Regular Lures has given us these beautiful handmade lures. Now, this one here is my favourite. It is the Nathan Special. It is the RG8, and this very lure catches all the fish back home, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how it performs here for blue marlin. But just like we all know with fishing, anything could happen, so we will have to wait and see till tomorrow. The Kingdom of Tonga lies in the South Pacific waters and is made up of 173 islands. We're fishing out from Vava'u, where the fishing can be in very deep water with incredible structure, drop-offs, seamounts, and not to mention extensive reef systems. The kingdom is blessed with 5 different species of billfish that frequent Tongan waters all year round in varying concentrations. But my mate Candice and I, we've come over to target one species in particular, the blue marlin.
I've been fishing since I was a very young child, came from a fishing family. Started off on wharves, then I got my own dinghy at about 5 years old. Sort of progressed like many Kiwi kids. Proliferation of boats through the family and then into game fishing. Basically, from that I developed a real passion that stayed with me all my life. So fishing for me is what it's all about. I love all billfish, sort of cut my teeth on striped marlin in New Zealand waters and developed to tackle some more aggressive beasts. And the analogy that I use when I compare the fighting ability of striped marlin and blue marlin, for example, is striped marlin like the souped up little Mini Cooper S, pretty active, do a lot of turns, run hard, but quite honestly the blue marlin, he's the Lamborghini. Ferocious, and my forte really is in chasing blue marlin. Our Vava'u fishery has 5 billfish species, and I'm really hopeful that with Nicky and Candice this week that we'll be able to actually get a reasonable number of species. Our most common ones here are mahi-mahi, wahoo, yellowfin, and if we end up perhaps looking at bottom fishing in between our trolling or baiting, we can catch things like coral trout, and in particular areas, dogtooth tuna and GT. So it's quite a diverse fishery. Fundamental difference between fishing in New Zealand and the South Pacific is that we catch billfish all year round.
Steve, it is so good to be here in Vava'u with you. We have been looking forward to this trip for 4 months. Met this guy in Smart Marine earlier this year, and I ran up to him and was completely starstruck. So excited. I've been reading your book, and he invited us here, and here we are.
It's a pleasure to have you on board, Nicky.
Thank you.
It's good to see someone's equally as passionate as I am on fishing, and you know, you're a credit to Fisho, so well done.
Thank you. I'm just so stoked to be here. We've actually been given a whole heap of custom handmade regular lures from Nathan Adams, and they're little Marlin candies, but that's not the only thing that we might catch today, is it?
No, if we're a bit lucky, we might get mahi-mahi. If we can find working bait, sort of full yellowfin around and maybe some wahoo. And this time of year, there's always a chance for a sailfish.
Oh, nice, nice.
So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Roger.
All right, so all of a sudden, bang, 2 of the lures went off at once. This is insane. We've got a double hookup happening right here. One marlin has gone port side, one's got starboard, which is perfect. This is how we want to be playing these 2 at once. Just peeled line, straight down. Saw a couple of jumps as well. And now Steve's just gently backing up on them. We hope that we can land both of them, but have to wait and see. So Candice is marling is peeling line. We're just backing up slowly on mine. So I'm getting the line in. These Tiagra 130 wides are just incredible.
We're a bit lucky, they're actually split perfectly.
Yes, they are.
Candice and I asked if we could both fight our fish using stand-up gear rather than in the chair, although we're still using chair rods. We haven't exactly made it easy on ourselves, but that's okay, because we both love a challenge.
How you doing over there, babe?
We're just going to have to watch where these lines go.
Okay.
Nikki, it looks like you're going to be under Candice.
Okay.
They're big reels, aren't they, Nikki?
Oh, they're so small.
Want a bigger one?
Yeah, I'll have a bigger one, please, guys. I don't even harness them properly, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Stay tuned to find out how we nail 2 blue marlin at the exact same time. Here we are in the blue marlin capital of the world, Vava'u, and we are very grateful to be fishing with the blue marlin master, Mr. Steve Campbell.
Being predominantly a blue marlin fishery, we have a range of size here from sort of 80 kilo right up to the big girls. Our average is most likely around 100 kilo. Last season it was a little bit different. On the average of 10 years it was up to about 122, 123 kilo average. Whilst we may not have the biggest marlin on average in the world, every now and again we get a big girl, and I've tagged and released 3 fish that are most likely in the 1,000-pound range. And just last week we had a really nice fish around the 350 kilo. So it's always a bit of a surprise. And when I go through all my data and have a look, there is no one particular month where we can actually target big fish. They turn up just out of the blue. So I always like to run, when I'm doing standard trolling, a 60 kilo on the short corner, because if Big Mum is around, that's the one that'll nail her. I have a lot of respect for blue marlin and all billfish species, and it's pretty difficult for me to actually boat one. We tag and release the majority of our fish, and I'm a true believer that if you bring them to the boat in a reasonable amount of time and you take care of them at boat side and reoxygenate them, the vast majority survive. So I'm very much into tag and release.
We saw a blue marlin jump, and then 2 reels went off, so definitely blue marlin. They're the most prolific marlin to catch over here in Vava'u. So I would be surprised if it was anything but that is perfect, because that is what we're targeting. Oh, we got a bit of weight now. And we're gonna get some line, here we go.
Oh, looking good, they're doing well actually. These are chair rods, but they wanted to fish stand-up, so they're doing pretty well actually, because the parabolics on a chair rod are not quite the same. So they're doing pretty well.
So this isn't the first time we've had a double together, is it, Candice? This girl, the reason I actually invited her on the trip is because she's got incredible fishing juju. And I think that that's been made very apparent right now. If you ever want good luck when you're fishing, message this girl and she'll send it to you.
He's under, cross over.
Go over.
Oh, that was lucky.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'll go, yeah.
You got me?
I'll be on.
Cool. He's taking a bit of line. He's thinking, what on earth is this big white thing pulling me towards it?
Work hard, Candice.
Get it,
Very
girl.
good. You're going to have to step backwards. Just get ready to hang on. A little bit more, a little bit more. Action.
Woohoo!
Looks about maybe 80 to 90 kilos.
I'm on the leader.
Oh, looks like we might have a shark here.
Yeah, we do.
We've got a shark. We're going to have to move quickly. Okay. There we go.
Woohoo! Right.
Right. Here you are, Captain.
Woo! Caught fish. Right, so this is what a double hookup of blue marlin looks like in Vava'u. These two fish took the regular lures. My one took the flying fish, the cut-based flying fish, and I believe that yours was caught on the Nathan Special.
It was the Nathan Special. I love your work.
Okay, this is the lure that it was caught on, the RG4 flying fish. Thank you to regular lures. We did it! Blue Marlin Magic! Thank you! Woo! These regular lures are insane. My blue marlin, I can't believe I just said that, it's my first blue! Sorry, my first blue marlin was caught on this RG4 flying fish. It's got a cut face and it makes a really nice splash. And because we all know that blue marlin, love extra splashy lures. Now, this one over here is my personal favourite regular lure that Candice caught her blue marlin on, and that's actually the Nathan Special, and it's the RG8 cut face.
Thank you, Bodgy.
Thank you,
Bodgy.
Woo!
Tackle tips and tactics, brought to you by Smart Marine.
So you've just come back from your game fishing and you want to really protect your little investments that have been fluttering around in the water, working hard to get you your marlin. What I like to do is I'll give this a rinse in some fresh water, then I'll give it a wee spray of silicone 808. This keeps your skirts looking nice and brand new, stops them from cracking, moisturises them, looks after them and protects them. If only I could use that on my other skirts.
For all your fishing needs, head on down to your local Smart Marine store. Stay right where you are as we get stuck into some more blue marlin.
Let's go.
We're fishing for blue marlin with Steve Campbell on board Blue Marlin Magic in the pristine waters of Vava'u Tonga.
When you first start fishing any particular area, you've really got to get a handle on the habitat. And in New Zealand, if I was going to go chasing blue marlin, I'd be heading off to the horizon around the continental shelf, looking at 1,000 metres. Now that might be, okay in a New Zealand environment, but I suspect it's not, because when we fished in New Zealand, we were catching them in much shallower water, only because we learnt from the South Pacific. The most spectacular structure will always attract a food chain that's discrete in its own area. And as an example, the South Bank, which has magnificent drop-offs, you'd expect to be catching them in 800 metres, 900 metres or 1,000 metres. But the vast majority of blue marlin that we catch are between 200 and 375 metres. And it's all to do with the impact of the structure that creates particular current, and where you get convergent current, you've got the food supply, which is all the bait fish. So why would a blue marlin aimlessly swim in deep water when the current closer to drop-offs is holding all the bait? In publishing my first book, Blue Marlin Magic, it's primarily focused on lure fishing. But I was collecting at the same time all my data on fishing, which included baiting. So it's sort of like a natural progression to, once you've published one book, you look at the opportunities of doing another one. So I've actually just completed in final draft for my next book, which is going to be entitled Blue Marlin Baiting Magic. And we've baited over 469 blue marlin here, together with sailfish and other billfish species. Yeah, I'm looking forward to publishing the book, and at this stage it looks like it might be sort of pre-summer 2017, which hopefully will be in time for the game season.
Starting to get a bit of weight. Let's go. Woo-hoo! Yeah! Get it, Sundon! Get it! So we're just trolling along, and then he just smashes the mahi-mahi regular lure on the 60 kilo line, of course. We had two 60 kilos on the Tiagra 130s on the outsides. And of course he doesn't take the one that's easiest on the angler, the 37s, which are in the short corners, but hey, I'm not complaining. This is amazing. Whew, he's just dug down. Got a few jumps out of him before, which was just perfect, but he seems to be going down. I don't think he likes this big white thing that's pulling him towards him. Little does he know, we're not actually planning on taking him home. We just want to make him famous and then send him back on his way. Whew! He's digging down. Woohoo! Here we go. Here we go. He's taking line. He is stroppy. Here we go. Woohoo! Yeah! Woohoo! It's all wrapped up. Beautiful. It's all wrapped though, so. Isn't he just beautiful, guys? He's all lit up. Oh, that's why he's digging down. So we saw him come up, and the leader is actually wrapped around the bill of the fish and around the fins, so he's going a bit crazy. He's dug straight down. Oh, he's got me puffing. Where we're fishing is called the South Bank, and this is where Steve has captured 75% of his blue marlin in Vava'u. I read that little fact in his book, Blue Marlin Magic. If you want to get yourself a copy of that, you can go to Smart Marine. We seem to be making progress now. Steve's manoeuvring the boat back and forth to try and help pull her up. Very different to the fight of a striped marlin, that's for sure. Go on, Brucey. Nice fish.
Yeehaw!
Woo! Tag fish! Thank you.
Well done.
Just amazing.
Right.
Up go the 3 tag and release flags, and it's not even lunchtime.
Steve, that was amazing.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
Wow,
That was incredible.
it's pretty good to get a double.
Woo!
And you guys did bloody well actually on chair rods on stand-up, especially the 60 kilo.
Thank you.
So, and I couldn't help you too much, so you did pretty well. So
You know,
real power.
I think you did help us a lot. You put us onto some incredible fish. Those stiff rigs and the regular lures. Mwah. Thank you, Nathan.
Yeah, thank you, Nathan.
Thank you, Nathan.
Good lures.
And thank you for watching ADOS Addicted to Fishing this week. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we have, being here with the legendary Steve Campbell. We'll see you next week.
Vava'u is truly paradise on earth, and if you could see yourself staying at the stunning Tongan beach resort and hooking up to blue marlin with Steve Campbell, then flick an email to our mates at Travel & Co to book your trip now. Check out our YouTube and Facebook page for complete episodes, competitions, and all your fishing updates. ADOS Addicted to Fishing is proud to be with Extreme Boats powered by Honda Marine, and we tow it around with our Ford Ranger. Smart Marine supply us with our Shimano tackle, and we find the best fishing spots with our Furuno. We cook our catch thanks to barbecues and more, and clean up using Bosch hot water products, supplied by our local Chester's Plumbing store. We keep up to date with New Zealand Fishing News magazine, and it all sticks together thanks to ADOS.